name's Rap. This is my new video about Warframe. In this video I'm going to play with Vauban. I have two Vaubans, but I'll in a different mission I'll show the other one. Well, they now have the same build, but before the changes Vauban suffer, I had two Vaubans because they were built different. I have primed continuity, not a full blind rage because of efficiency. I only have streamline and intensify. Stretch. In this one I use stretch to make this Vauban more versatile to play different missions. So when I play with the other, I explain the difference in builds. I'm going to take the Arpak. I have a normal build, there's not much. I'm using Shred and all Elementor. And Despair. I don't use Magnum Force in Despair because it makes it mess with the accuracy of the weapon. So I use here Little Torrent and then boost the puncture of the weapon. It's all Elementor. In this one is the Anku. I love to play with this melee weapon. It's very similar to the Hate. In this, just like the Dual Cast, I also use Life Strike. There are a few weapons that I use Life Strike, not much, but some of the melee weapons I use Life Strike. Okay, it's all. I didn't show like the Trinity video. I didn't show because, well, I'm using the Prime laser rifle. It's all modded exactly like the rifle. That's why I didn't show. I only show in the first video. 3 videos behind, I think. So it's not going to talk because it is exactly the same thing. I never change the damage in the Sentinel. I always change the weapon but not the damage. I have different damage in different weapons. In a burst, for instance, I have blast. In a shotgun I have corrosive and magnetic. That is the sweeper, and corrosive in a death machine rifle and a prime rifle. Okay, let's this time I'm going to do a tower 4 because I only have one sabotage key, so since I'm not going to sell it is only one, I'm going to play it. To be honest, just like I said a few videos ago, I stopped playing Tower 4. I don't like the artificial difficulty. To me it doesn't say me anything. I prefer much more play Tower 3 because, well, it's more fair in terms of damage. It's more, you have more freedom to use your Warframe. You are not always in how should I put it? It's less serious. It's less serious. Tower 4 you have to be much more careful. Oh. Because they do insane damage, especially those guys. I already made a mistake. I should have refilled my energy. I never want to start without energy, but I'm going to do that now. It's the worst thing is start this mission without energy and get surrounded by enemies and you can't use abilities. You have to run away or lose your sentinel like I was losing mine. Dirija is a fun sentinel, but it's very weak, especially for this kind of mission. You lose it here very easily. So, as I was saying, I don't like this. The enemies aren't more tough. They are exactly the same as you face in Tower 3. The only difference is they do more damage. They do the double of the damage that the enemies in the Tower 3. So it's kinda, I know that some people love it, and I understand, but to me isn't. At first I found it very fun. Now it's kind of well, I'm not going, because people have different tastes, so okay, I have to search for the caches. I still there are a few Tower 4s that I still like to do, and I will continue to do videos about it. That is the mobile defense. I like it. I think it's the very few Tower 4 that I like it. It's because it's very unforgiving, especially because you are defending a point, and usually mistakes make you lose the mission because the enemy destroyed the pod. I think it's the only one, and defense, but defense is more because of farming than other things. This weapon, the Arpak, I love play this weapon. At first I wasn't with will to form the weapon, but I think I made a pub game and started to enjoy the weapon, and then decided to form it just like the others. And the only problem is, like in most weapons of this kind, if you use heavy caliber, the weapon behaves very different than without heavy caliber. Right now I'm using heavy caliber, but I already played without heavy caliber, and it doesn't make a big difference, for instance, like the meter of the Pantera, but that's why I still left it, heavy caliber in this weapon. But for instance, in the meter I can't play with the heavy caliber. The weapon become almost broken, because you have to point very or high or lower to hit the place you want to hit. So in my opinion, heavy caliber in meter broke the weapon. It makes the weapon almost unplayable. Unless, of course, you start to see where you have to have the dot. For instance, to hit that point, I have to put the dot a little above for the blade catch there. And unless, of course, you are used to play that way, unless you get used to play that way, it's very weird to play with the weapon with heavy caliber.
First Orokin resource cache. I'm detecting 2 more faint hints.
Okay, one. I still miss 2. The only problem with this build is that you can't disregard that you don't have efficiency. You have a less efficiency because of blind rage. Even being a 12 points blind rage still give me a minus in efficiency, so I can't spam my abilities or I will end up with without of energy. So I try to keep those moments for that situations where I get surprised or I get surrounded to give me a little time to tank. Vortex if I'm overrun by enemies. For instance, right now let's imagine that I was going to open this door and then there was lots of heavies and enemies here. For me to avoid the combat, I will drop Vortex to be able to or move to the sides or run away if that was the case. I would never drop the Bastic because the Bastic, if there was many enemies, some will not be affected by it and they could fire against me, so the Vortex in those cases is a big help because the moment it drops it sucks all the enemies inside. Even that they don't kill them all, they stop firing against you, so it's a big help. Okay, 2 caches here. Now I'm gonna try this place here. I'm only missing one and I can go it was too lucky that the cache was here because, well, all near. The game likes this to do this when you use elevators. Usually on your next stop there is a lot of enemies waiting for you. You see the effect of heavy caliber, the fire. Okay, I'm only missing one, but I'm not seeing. Where is it? I'm gonna do one thing. Put a friend here just to keep my other friends busy. I still think this weapon works better without heavy caliber, but of course with heavy caliber does more damage, it's true. Ah, I didn't saw it was an explosive one. is closed. Okay, I'm going to see here first. No, there isn't here. This door is closed. That one is green. The only problem with those specters is they rarely follow you, and that I think it is a bad thing, because it's very good when the syndicates attack you and you get those sprints, but the problem is when you deploy them they rarely follow you. They usually stay behind, and well, they are only helpful when you are protecting something at one place, because if you have to move they usually stay behind and well, they stop being useful. Oh, it's there? Okay. Okay, I found all the caches, now I can go do the mission.
All caches discovered. Time to shut down that portal.
It is not difficult to try to find the caches. You don't need to rush, because sometimes if you rush, it's when you die in this kind of mission, because you can enter a room that is full of enemies, and well, after you enter, it's usually when those things happen. So I usually, even when I do extermination or other mission that is Tower 4, I usually go at a slow pace. I prefer to go at a slow pace, unless of course I see I'm in a place where is a lot of enemies and I see I'm going to have problems, and it's better to avoid. But besides those situations, I usually go at a slow pace, never rush. These homing missiles are a crap. I was expecting this. You saw only you just need a little distraction for you to get
The first generator is fully powered.
to get owned. It's because the bombard dropped my health. The nullify with the sniper rifle dropped my health to 125. And even when I tried to go kill him, I died. I should have dropped the basket, but it didn't suspended him, but it had suspended the other, the MOA. No, I don't have energy. I died. I forgot about that detail. That is another thing that I think it's very bad.
Good work. The polarity has been reversed. Now travel through the portal. the offensive.
I don't have energy. It's a bit annoying. It's something that I dislike in this tier is those tanks. I didn't saw the bombard. I entered here to start to do the mission, and he fired his homing missiles because I still saw him and tried to run from a side, but the fact that the homing missile is directed to the player, unless you hide behind something, it always comes to you. Doesn't matter what you do. The only way to run it is go behind something and it drops in front of it, because there isn't another way yet. It's another example of what I call artificial difficulty, because what makes them dangerous is the fact that their missiles have a auto direction against the player, because if they didn't have that, they were only difficult when faced very near, because of the knockdown ability. The knockdown for itself doesn't do damage, but put in a position where you can't receive damage for the other enemies that are near the heavy.
The assassination target is here. Wipe them out.
It's very easy to kill him. You just need to drop the Basti and destroy the shields. You just need to drop the Basti, you destroy the shields, and then destroy him. At some point it's even hilarious, because it's like I said, in this mission, what makes the mission hard is the damage output they have. Because if you find a way to counter each enemy, they are very easy to kill. Okay. It's done. Now it's
The device is set on overdrive.
rush
Get
to
the portal
extraction,
before it melts down.
and it's done. And there is the tank that I was saying. Usually this mission doesn't let you make mistakes. I missed the heavy, and that cost me a life in my frame.
The void key and torsion beam device are out of commission. The enemy will not be returning anytime soon. All your objectives are complete. Proceed to extraction now.
But besides that, and it was only because I didn't saw the heavy when I entered the... Sometimes I see the heavy, so I go activate the console, but I know that the heavy is going to appear behind me. This time I wasn't expecting him. Oh, I don't have energy. There is another heavy there. Ah, they were too they were too heavy.
Mission complete.
The
Excellent
game
work,
likes
Sarah.
to do these things. I sometimes I laugh a lot because of this game. They just like to do this. I didn't So many enemies in the way to the extraction. Then I reach to extraction, there are 2 bombards and 1 heavy gunner. It's hilarious. Okay, it's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, see you around.